They're very common. Get-rich-quick schemes are about as common as trees or a tree with a lot of leaves. They're all over the place. The problem is that not all of those trees, so to speak, are fruit trees, meaning not all of them bear fruit or produce what they promise. So, what do you know about get-rich-quick schemes? Well, interestingly enough, there's a passage in the book of Genesis that talks about a scheme, and if you just read the passage, for all the world it sounds like that one was successful. So what I want us to do is look at this passage and ask, what can we learn by this get-rich-quick scheme that is in Genesis chapter 30? So look with me, if you will, at Genesis chapter 30. Look at verse 25, where we're told, "And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said to Laban, 'Send me away, that I may go to my own place and to my country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you know my services for which I have done for you.'" Now let's pause for a second and play a little catch up. You'll recall Jacob fled his homeland, Palestine, and went back to Haran, where his family roots were, because of a conflict he had with his brother Esau. When he got to Haran, he had love at first sight for a gal named Rachel and got deceived by her father and ends up inadvertently being married to Leah, the older sister of Rachel. He had to work 7 years for that. So after 7 years, he doesn't get the girl he wants. He gets the older sister of the girl he wants. So he makes another deal with Laban to work another 7 years so that he can have Rachel, and they agree to that. As we open this passage, those years have been complete. And so, verse 25 says that when Rachel bore Joseph, the last son that she bore him, Jacob said, "All right," in essence, "let me go home." And what these opening verses are saying is Jacob is telling the father-in-law, "I have fulfilled all of my obligations. I have fulfilled the contract that we had, and so I would like to now take my wives and my children and my possessions and go back home." Laban responds to that, the father-in-law, in verse 27. He says, "Please stay, for I have found favor, if I have found favor in your eyes, for I learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake." Then he said, "Name me your wages, and I will give it." Laban did not want to let Jacob go. I thought what he said was just incredibly interesting. He said, "I've learned that the Lord," now we don't know whether Laban knew the Lord or not. He might have. At any rate, he uses the personal name of God here. And he says, "What I've learned is the Lord has blessed me for your sake." What a thought. Matter of fact, we should stop and ponder on that for a while. Would the people in your life say that the Lord has blessed them because you are in their life? Would that not be one of the greatest compliments you could receive? If somebody said, "You know, it is a blessing from God that that person, you are in my life." Well, that's what Laban is saying. Now, he probably is referring to material prosperity, but be that as it may, what a testimony. God has blessed me because you are in my life. I remember once, years ago, a man that I greatly admired, an older Christian, saying to me, that everybody in your life ought to leave better off because you were in their life. What a challenge.